Instead of graduating, he's facing deportation. The 25-year-old came to Berlin from India as a master student. He has been studying business management at the private international university for over a year, but then he received a letter asking him to leave the country.
So I'm sure you must have seen this video on the Euronews YouTube channel already, or at least have came across clips of it circulating on social media. And I totally understand that you and a lot of other people have panicked after hearing students being deported from Germany. So today let me explain this clearly and simply, what's actually happening, who all are at risk, and how you can avoid it. So the main issue right now is not everywhere in Germany. It is mainly happening in Berlin, where I am currently located, mostly concerning private universities that are linked to either hybrid or online study program. And the most reported cases of IU International University of Applied Sciences, which I am sure you have already heard, especially because of their distant learning courses at the Berlin campus. Now, some students have been told that their student residence permit could not be extended, most likely due to the same reason. And since these students cannot renew their visa for the upcoming year without a valid permit by the German law, they are required to leave the country, meaning deport. And I know that sounds a bit harsh, but a very important clarification though is this is not a mass deportation, and it certainly isn't random, because a certain group of students, or I would say selective universities, have been targeted. And since they have recently put out this rule or implemented the regulations in the immigration office and LEA, I believe, not all the students are being deported, but I believe in the future, if these things continue or go on, then I'm sure many more will face somewhat similar scenario. But I think you still need to remember the fact that Germany still allows students to only study full time in person, meaning you actually have to be present in the class or physically go to the university and attend, or at least study or something like that. And I know all this because I have had conversation with Fahim recently, whom you might have seen on this channel before. And since he lives in the same apartment as me and has been studying at this IU university from over a year, he told me how important all this is for me to discuss on my channel, and also give a reality check to you all who cannot actually experience it firsthand and are planning to maybe come to IU University or study at some other private university. He told me that this university is actually giving admission to students, so many people, that it shouldn't be giving in the first place, because the infrastructure and everything else is quite limited in the Berlin campus. So even if students or the professors or basically all the management staff would have to conduct lectures in the campus, that wouldn't be possible or even feasible, because not all the students can actually be in the class and attend the lecture at the same time. I don't know about other private universities. I am studying at SRH, but I believe everything is good for us, and not all, or basically nobody in my class has received any kind of deportation. But talking about IU, coming back here, I think at least in this university, as you have heard, some students have faced deportation. You might have this query: what about all others who are still studying here or who were able to extend their residence permit? Well, as I said, this has not been implemented, I mean, recently implemented, but it is still new. So, not everybody or all the people who are studying at private universities have faced this situation. But I believe in future, like I said, they could. And if you have the letter of deportation, you also get a time frame or this window of maybe 15 to 20 days or a month, something like that. I'm not sure. It's tentative, to prove your stay in Germany. So if you wish to continue your stay here, you have to be able to prove it. Only then you can renew your visa.
Basically, this thing started this year from the month of March. They started deporting students because they consider the course that IU offers is a distance learning course. I think this was because the university didn't launched or like offered their courses or didn't had the proper accreditation of the courses which they were supposed to have.
So the German student visa is meant for students who physically study in Germany. Remember, if your degree is mostly online or has optional campus attendance or even supports online exams, for instance, then the immigration may say that you don't have to be in Germany to finish this degree, which seems quite logical, but it's also the core problem and what has happened exactly. But just think about it. If you can complete something while staying at your home, then you might as well do it in your home country where you are right now. Why would you travel so far, investing your money, time, and put in efforts for something which you can achieve by sitting in one place? Well, the only way I would say to avoid it is focus on the format or structure of a particular study program rather than the university's name. Be it public, private, TU9, which is out of the question, but still make sure you do the research well. And if you come across a study program which you're interested in and it says that it would be flexible, hybrid, or mostly online, then my friend, you really need to be careful, and you can confirm all this beforehand by simply writing them an email or fetching their contact information on their website and clearly asking if the course that I'm going to apply to will it be accepted later for renewing my student residence permit, and all the things that you would like to clarify even before starting.
IU would not refund the money despite the fact that DEEP's past exams seems to be worthless as other universities would not recognize them, DEEP tells Euronews.
So even before I started filming this video, I had asked in my WhatsApp community to know what all you would like me to speak about on this topic apart from everything that I've already spoken. And then one of you replied with a few questions that I'm about to go through, and hopefully that would make sense for everyone else watching. Now don't worry, I am not going to go into the legal stuff or things that you have already heard on the internet, but just hear me as a student, and I might be wrong, but from what I know, if you apply to universities that support flexible, hybrid, or mostly online studies, for example, distant learning at IU University, then believe me, this story will repeat itself again. And that is the only thing that could possibly lead to deportation. Obviously, there are many factors, but this is what is currently going on.
There are a lot of private universities here in Berlin, and IU is the only one that is having problems with the visa right now. And yeah, the students are suffering a lot because of it.
And again, I would also like to say that if you are studying at SRH or planning to study soon, or any other private university like this, which is state recognized, then you won't have to face these legal issues. At least I don't, and I personally haven't came across anyone who has been deported and has been studying at SRH or some other university which is somewhat similar like it.
Während meiner Recherche habe ich auch mit anderen indischen IU-Studenten gesprochen. Zum Beispiel mit einem Studenten, der in Indien ist und das erste Jahr bereits online absolviert hat. Er sollte jetzt eigentlich nach Berlin kommen, um den Rest zu machen, aber bekommt kein Visum. Ein anderer Student hier in Berlin berichtet von Suizidgedanken, weil er abgeschoben werden soll.
And that's all. If you still have any unanswered questions or anything I haven't mentioned in this video, then please let me know in the comments below so that I may reply to every single one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.